They just came on now. Let's try get closer to the stage. Sorry. Excuse me. Hi there. Thanks a million.
Do you want to go on my shoulders?
What?
Sorry. Do you want to go on my shoulders?
Yeah, that'd be unreal. Thanks. Wow.
3 celebrates connections made by music this summer. Find out more at 3.ie/music.
Blog Talk Radio.
Always look up, never give up, and you will reach your goals. You're important, you're more than enough. And here she is, your host for Rolling with the Diva, Sabrina Williams. Thank you.
Hello from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Sabrina Williams, as I always say, introducing myself. It is actually, oh my gosh, the temperature is off the chain crazy. Like today I was at the Finley Chevrolet auto dealer, and I think at one point it was said 117. Right now it's 113, and I am on the corner of Easton and Russell. No, I'm not like doing anything bad on the corner. For all of you guys with those bad minds, don't worry about that. I'm not. I'm here actually getting gas and transporting my son around, which is what mommies do. Today we have on the line with us Blaque Diamond. She is an African-American artist, and I'll read her bio in a few minutes. But I wanted to start the show with, I had posted about 5, said that we're going to do the show on Arthur and on positive. How do you stay positive in your day? Well, the truth be told, one, you should just wake up and say, amen, I'm alive, I got another day to live. Why should you care if you got another day to live? Because you get to bless somebody with your beautiful presence and your joy, and that's the second one. You should be woke up, be glad you live. The second one is joy. Jesus, others, and yourself. When you put Jesus and then others and then yourself in that order, joy, then you just don't go wrong. And the third one is, you know what? Pick one thing you're grateful for. I don't care if it's the bowl of cereal. I don't care if it's your dogs, your children. Find something for that day and that minute that you're grateful for. Not just about waking up, but something that you're absolutely, positively grateful for, and you thank the Lord for that. Because you know what? You're here for a reason. Nobody knows why your reason here is on earth. I was watching a movie, which is I just wasn't watching. Let me tell you the truth. My favorite movie right now is The Accountant and Equalizer. And Equalizer 2 came out. But in the beginning of the movie for Equalizer, hi, Blaque Diamond. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm going to need you when you're not talking to mute so we don't get a backdraw. Hold on one second. I just brought you out of mute so you can be here with us. One thing is that what was I saying? Oh, joy. And then you think something that you're really grateful for. Then the fourth one was, you know what? Stop, take just 2 minutes, breathe in the air, and just look around and decide what you're going to do different for today that you didn't do yesterday, and you can't guarantee that the future is going to happen tomorrow. And the fifth one and the last one is, this goes back to joy. Experience joy instead of happiness. Happiness happens at any moment. Oh, I'm happy that you gave me an In-N-Out burger. I'm happy that you bought me a new car. I'm unhappy that you didn't get me those shoes from Nordstrom's. But if you have joy in everything you do, and just be glad that you're here, then you're going to be joyful no matter what. Again, that goes back to Jesus, others, and yourself. All righty, so today I am honored. Blaque, is it Blaque or Black?
It's Black.
Okay, did I say that right?
Diamond.
Okay, hold on.
Waiting for Perry.
I thought I had you on. Hold on one second. I thought I had you on the speaker because I have to drive my children around today. So we'll wait for it to come on. But anyway, what I was saying was that we're just grateful and blessed to come on the show today. So why don't you tell everybody where you're calling from, and then I'll read your bio.
I am actually located in Greensboro, North Carolina.
about that. What do you have to be grateful for today? I'm trying to hook up that speaker, and it doesn't seem to want to cooperate.
Well, I would have to say everything, but what I am most grateful for right now is my little bundle of joy growing inside of me.
Oh, you're having a baby!
Yes.
How many months are you?
Actually, I'll be 4 months on Thursday.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, and thank you for sharing that with us. That is awesome.
Thank you.
That is an awesome thing. All right, well, I'm going to read your bio because I think it speaks for itself. So today, ladies and gentlemen, give me a hand and welcome Blaque Diamond, right? Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Blaque Diamond, contemporary African-American fiction author and poet. Blaque Diamond is a local Greensboro, North Carolina resident who believes that dreams were meant to achieve. Born Bianca Johnson in 1989 in Charlotte, North Carolina. One of her dreams has always been to become a published author. She has achieved that dream at the age of 28. Yes. Blaque Diamond has been writing at the age of 11 due to urging from her fifth-grade teacher. The youngster has always had passion for writing, but with the encouragement from her teacher, it then became a dream. She wrote short stories and poetry in her early years to help get her through childhood abuse and neglect she endured growing up. Writing became her form of therapy because through her writing, she could express her emotions and creative stories on her characters from her imagination. When Blaque Diamond was 15 years old, she experienced a trauma that would change her life forever. She lost her ability due to a fight with her brother. She lost her eyesight. She was punched in the eye, which caused her retina to detach. Sight was already sensitive due to a malpractice when she was born, which caused blindness in her right eye. So additional trauma to her good eye caused her to be completely blind. The fact that she did not receive the proper care and attention that she needed in order to save her eyesight is the reason she is and probably will be blind for the rest of her life. The doctors tried to perform surgeries after the incident had taken place, but sadly there was no possibility of regaining any unusable sight. This was a crushing blow to Blake's dreams. However, she would not let that be held her back because she says, this is, and I was going to ask you, this is your quote, isn't it? I may have lost my sight, but I haven't lost my vision. My dreams were meant to achieve, and I intend on achieving each one of them.
Yes.
That is an awesome quote. The only limitations are one we put on ourselves. Reach for the stars, moon, sun, and galaxy. Give it your all. Don't limit your level of success. Dream big, achieve bigger. In 2018,
that's another
Blaque
one
Diamond,
of my quotes.
I love it. It is an awesome quote. In 2018, Blaque Diamond's plans to start her own publishing company. She has plans to start her own publishing company. She has, I skipped over her book. Sorry about that. Let me get back. Blaque Diamond self-published her first novel, His or Her Portrayal. She then went on to publish several more publications, including a book of poetry, Words of My Heart, a collection of short stories, Love, Lies, and Heartbreak, Volume 1, What You Won't Do, and even a children's short story, A Ray of Sunshine. She's not only self-published one book, she's also able to was able to publish 5 books in 1 year. Dang, girl, you go. Her determination to make her dreams come true urged her to forge ahead. And what's interesting, y'all, and we haven't said it yet, have we, Blaque?
No.
Is that she has done all of this being blind. And you guys heard me. And so if you guys were really paying attention, maybe you guys skipped over that. But this young lady is blind at 28 years old, about to be a mother and a published successful author, and is going to have her own publishing company and be able to help people who are blind and who actually have trouble seeing. And she'll be working with Braille companies that deal with Braille to get this done. And I'd like to welcome Blaque Diamond to the Rolling with Diva. Blaque, it's an honor and it's a pleasure, and you're probably going to be one of my all-favorite time guests because you are very motivating. So the floor is yours. Tell us about, I'm just going to ask a question because I know everybody asks you.
Okay.
What's it like to be blind and to be a writer and be great at it?
I would definitely say it has its challenges because a lot of the things that I was used to doing on my own, I have to now delegate to others to do, such as, graphic design, getting my books formatted in either paperback or ebook. And so before going blind, I was very artistic. And so I used to draw a lot, aside from writing as well. And so, I was so gifted at drawing that I could actually look at something and practically duplicate it.
Wow.
And so that's been the hardest struggle for me, relying on somebody else's graphic, skills to bring my visions to life as far as what I want my covers to look like and things like that. So, it's that I feel like is the hardest part of it, is relying on somebody else's, artistic ability compared to actually my own and what I'm used to being able to do. But, that's something I can't help. It's something I can't do. But, I keep going on with it because I feel like I still draw my own pictures through my own words.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So, now I read a little bit about your child, your history as a child, and I commend you for finding an outlet. And I just want to tell you, I know I hear lots of stories from adults, children that, their life was changed, and sometimes some people can bounce back. I'm one of those people who have bounced back from mine. But you have definitely bounced back, not just because you're blind, but because you, to me, had a determination that you weren't going to be held down. What do you have to say to that?
I would say it definitely became a reality for me, especially, losing my sight and, the thought that now I'm this, crippled person or handicapped person or disabled person because, that's what people labeled me as, now that I can no longer see. And the fact that I got that same response at home that, I wasn't going to be able to take care of myself. I was always going to have to rely on somebody. And, at first I felt that was going to be true because I had no idea how to be blind. I had no idea that, there were other blind people in the world. I had no idea that I could, be independent and be able to take care of myself without the assistance of somebody else. And, once I found out that, that wasn't true, then it made me more determined to, be independent and prove, the people wrong that doubted me and, wish those bad things on me that, I would overcome everything and I would be better than they thought I could ever be.
Amen on that. Now, this is a question I ask all authors. What's the biggest, and I think you probably maybe for you would be the graphics, but as a writer, how do you come about your stories? What's the biggest challenge to finding a story to write?
I would say for me, I really don't have a challenge because I use life as my stories. I hear so many stories from people. There's just life to me is full of stories, so there's always something to write about. Like dealing with the stuff that I write about, I like to write about real situations that I know personally, people who have been through, or even not personally, just I've heard or seen on TV or, things like that. And I just, kind of put them in my own perspective and with my own style and creativity and, make them my own. Because everybody's been through one experience or another, whether it's them personally or they know someone who has been through the same thing. So I feel like, there's always somebody who can relate to my stories because they're so real.
Amen on that. I love that. Exactly. Now, let's talk about your books, your children's books. Now, you are, I have had authors here that are children's authors, and then I've had people who are adult authors or teen authors, but you seem to cross many genres. How is it?
Well, I can say I can still write children's books because that was my beginning. That's how I started. I was a child writing stories for other children. And so, I never published any of those. But, in my mind, I've always been a person who's been an avid reader since I was a child. And so I've always wanted to bring that to children today. So I wanted, even though I do write adults, I wanted to also make children aware of reading and how important it is and how good it is. And so I wanted to take part in that by creating stories just for children.
I'm so proud of you for that, because I don't know if you heard my show on Monday with Miss Vera and Dr. Linda, and it was on dyslexia is not a sentence or a crime in your mind. It's actually, if you can overcome that, you have to have help with it, and there's a lot of computer information things that, and as you know, because we're going to talk about that right now, there's ways to write and not even have to touch the keyboard. So explain to everybody how you go about writing your books.
So I write on a computer, basically the same way anybody else does that can see. But the only difference with mine is I have what is called a text-to-speech software, which basically is installed on the computer, and whatever the screen has on it, it will read it back to me in audio. So, like if I would type a letter, it would echo back to me what that letter was. Like if I typed F, it would say F. And so that's how I would know, exactly what letters I'm typing, go back to be able to review what I've typed, delete, edit, do what it is I wanted to do without the site that everyone else would use. So I would learn, the computer and learn where the keys are and everything like that. And then, I just kind of go at it. And a lot of people are like amazed by it because they're like, wow, you can type faster than me and I can see. But it's just something you have to get used to. Like there is training involved with the software, so it's not like you can just go blind one day and just plop in front of a computer and be able to use it. It actually does take training because there's a lot of keystrokes, a lot of key combinations, because you're not using a mouse. You don't use a mouse or anything, so you'll have to do key combinations that would resemble using a mouse, but you're not actually using one. So it does take a lot of concentration and a lot of training. But once you get it, then you're able to do anything that anybody else do as far as like social media and Twitter and Instagram and surfing the web and writing blogs, just like anybody else does.
I went this morning. She got it out yesterday. She got it out. I'm like, forget it. I'm hiring her for my rest of my shows because I just so she can post all of the social media because she's faster than me. And I'm like, oh wow. So book. Who inspired you? I know I have to be funny, but it just happens. I don't know. And I really do need help with getting out all these interviews. I feel like sometimes I just need to say, oh my God, I'm gonna take a break, but then I don't want to. So, but your book, your cover, won't tell us about that. Talk to us about the book itself. What was behind that? Was that a combination of people's stories? And I love the cover. Whoever did the graphics on that is amazing.
Well, the story is called What You Won't Do. And the gist of the story is, I hear a lot of conversations, whether from personal friends or just in passing, and, a lot of people, like to speak on their relationships, whether they're good or bad.
Right.
To other people, and to me, that's just a no-no. I mean, what goes on between you and your partner, whether it's good or bad, should be kept between you and your partner. Like I've heard women, sharing, sex stories about what their spouse does or doesn't do, or, even guys, swapping stories about, different relationships and things like that. And I was like, that's just something you just don't do. So what this story came about is it's a couple, and they're actually a biracial couple. And so the husband doesn't like to take part in oral, and so
No,
the wife,
she did not go out and tell her friends.
Well,
oh my God!
The
I'm
wife
sorry.
doesn't think it's fair, because he doesn't mind if she does it to him, but he's against it when it comes to reciprocating. And so, she decides, well, what you won't do, somebody else will. And kind of the same thing happens, and actually this book started as a short story. And then I didn't want the story to end, so then I added a second part, and then I still didn't want it to end. And so I just added more to it because I wanted the drama to continue, and I wanted, basically to kind of show people what can happen if, you speak on your personal business to people that you're supposed to trust and, that you think are on your side when they really have ulterior motives. And so it became a novella instead, basically a short novel. And in the end, it ends up, they end up getting back together. The husband, he forgives her and they try to get back together. Well, then the tables are turned.
Great.
So now there's something the wife won't do that the husband wants. And so, well, what she won't do, somebody else will.
All right.
So he goes out and does, that. And then basically once that happens, it's like the whole relationship is just like all over the place. Like there's other people involved and trust has been broken and it just feel like there's no getting back. And so they try to get it back in the end, but it just doesn't work. So they end up going their separate ways.
And let's talk about
and I
that.
even leave a message about that. I leave a message about that at the end of the book also, an author's note, just telling people, just be careful about what you discuss with people because you never know somebody else's motive. They may seem like they're a confidant, somebody you can talk to, about whatever, but you just never know. So if you're having issues, whether things are good or bad, you need to discuss that with your spouse.
Amen on that, and that's
unless it's a counselor or somebody professional that
right.
Can help.
You can talk. Yeah, and I think that's something really important to mention because, say it's not a intimate relationship, it could be a friendship with two best friends or two coworkers working together, and they have something going on, and they have to trust each other with that. And you know what? Once you bring another person, it's like the story, where the story, somebody hears the story in the can through something different, and when you do that, and especially with being married or in a relationship, if you can't tell the person that you're married to, that you sleep with and do everything with, that's a problem for you or something's a problem, and you go share it with somebody else, then you're not really trusting that person.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
And
and
so that was
that's
basically my whole reason for writing that story.
Because I think how many times have we seen marriages broke apart because somebody didn't like or somebody didn't, they said something, a husband, or a wife or something, or, you'll hear it in somewhere that you never expected. Your wife might say something to you in public that, you just don't do that. And the same thing with people with relationships. When somebody tells you something, they don't want to hear it repeated someplace else. And bottom line, you know what? When somebody in a marriage is not doing something you want, you have to ask yourself, bottom line, is this worth me cheating? Is this worth me getting divorced? And where am I? What's the outcome and consequences for this? And what am I hoping for? Because if I go down this road, what would happen if I go talk to that person and they still said no? Okay, how would I deal with that? Then, do we go to counseling? Do we, find out what's their concern or their issue behind it? I mean, and sometimes it just is unfortunately for men when it comes to that, it's just that's just how they see it. It's nothing more and nothing less. And sometimes you have to explain it to them. And and really have a good talk about it. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But at the same time, cheating and reciprocating what somebody else does is never going to do anything, because all you guys are, and as you showed the story, it's just going to go back and forth, back and forth. You do this, they do that, and other people get involved. And those other people, like you said, that's a great point that you bring up of hidden agendas, ulterior motives. Somebody wants to encourage you to, because sometimes, especially when a marriage starts to go bad, or a relationship, or family having problems or personal, try to seem like they're on your side, but in their mind, it's almost like they're not knowing what to say, so they're going to say whatever is convenient for them to help you through it. And sometimes the best thing you can do is be silent or go seek a counselor. I mean, that's like you said, that's the best thing. But tell me about your family, your support system. Who supports you through all this? Who makes sure that your books are published? And you said you're on your own. You want to own your own publishing company this year. What's your publishing company you're working with?
I have started it already. It's actually, I do it from home right now. But as far as my support system, honestly, I don't have a support system. I'm my only support, me and the man upstairs.
Nice. Oh, well, that's me. I'm not mad at you.
So that's why it's, so important to me that, I keep pushing forward and, accomplishing my dreams, because I'm the only one supporting them.
Right.
So if I don't support them, then, they just won't come true.
Now tell me, how does the author go about, if they want to work with your publishing company, how do they go about working with you?
Actually, I have had, because my main focus is to work with other blind and visually impaired people, because once, a lot of people found out that, I was a self-published author and I, basically did everything on my own. Of course, I hired people to do the things I couldn't do, but, they were interested and wanted to know how could they become an author and, things like that. So I would share with them, the pros and cons of it and the things I've experienced and things like that. And so, I've met them through social media and, other people, and I've had people come to me wanting me to write their stories and, different kinds of things. But basically I just kind of sit down and talk with them and let them know, my journey and experiences. It has not been easy. There's been time where people would, take my money and not do exactly what they told me they're going to do. And so I've said, especially for us, being visually impaired, people are going to try to take advantage. So, they just have to really, majority of the people that I work with, they have no idea that I'm blind because I don't tell them, because I don't feel like it's necessary for us to, do business together. If it's necessary, then I will tell them. But other than that, I don't. And that's what I tell them, too. Unless it's necessary, you don't need to tell them. Because the moment somebody hears that you're disabled or, some people will try to take advantage of that. Yeah. And so, I've, sat down and talked with them and told them, the pros and cons of being traditionally published, self-published, and which route they wanted to go and how they wanted to go about it. And, I've had several of them saying, nope, I want to work with you. So whenever you get the publishing company up and running and you're accepting authors, I want to work with you because I know that you'll have our best interests at heart. You know what it's like. You're, dealing with the same issues we are. And as far as, us being able to trust people and, things like that. So they're like, nope, I want to work with you. And, I'm like, okay, that's fine. And so I just, tell them how to go about it. Like any questions they have, I'm willing to answer. Any suggestions, and I've had some of them send me their work and want me to look over it and tell them what I think, if they need any improvement, and things like that. And I was like, I can't basically say, your work is good, your work is bad, because in some cases we don't even write the same genres, or I don't know what your audience will be like. I can tell you just based on, simple grammar, editing, that type of thing, whether your story is good or not. But, as far as like the major things, like, do I think people will like it? I can't say, because it may not be my style of writing, or it may not be, my genre. And everybody has their own style of writing, so I can't say yours is right or wrong. And I'll just leave that up to them to be their own person and be their unique self, and write the way they want to express themselves.
That is, you know what, and that's awesome. I say it again.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I thought you had said something.
No.
You know what? I am very impressed with you, because you know what? I don't see a blind author. I see a woman who is a great author and who has taken her disability to say, you know what, disability, you're a disability, but you're not going to hold me down. And that is just remarkable. I was, when you had sent me an email about, do you mind I wear my glasses? I was like, that's cool with me. I mean, I appreciate you explaining, but to me it was like, you're just an amazing young lady, and not even 30 yet, and you're having really hit your prime, and you're doing these amazing things. You should be really proud of yourself. What tips would you give for a new writer to who wants to start out writing, and they don't know what they want to write? Do you suggest workshops, or you just suggest journaling for a while?
I usually just tell people to write from the heart. I feel like if writing isn't your gift or your talent, then don't try to force it on yourself. But if you feel like that's where you want to go, it will come to you naturally, like no matter what the idea is. Maybe you may not have a good idea how to start off the first sentence, or, but I just say write, and, worry about editing and putting it all, together later. Just write from the heart and, see what your finished product is. Because everything takes, formation and, getting everything the way that you want it to be, but you'll know if writing is what you want to do. I mean, some people write just for profit, and some people write because that's what they love to do. But if you write just for profit, then more than likely it's not a passion. When you're passionate about something, you're going to put your all into it. And for something that you love, you're going to put passion into it. It's just automatic.
I love that. I love it, because you know what people say, and I understand we have to make money, but if you're making money and you're miserable, you're not really making anything except nothing. Because money, okay, yeah, the money's there, but you're not making, your life is not hard. Is nothing, is nothing about it. So I don't know. I agree with that. So I have been a lot of people. I am slowly but surely getting to finish my book. Actually, several books. I don't know about you, but sometimes we have 3 or 4 books going at the same time.
I actually have quite a few books unfinished right now that I'm working on, and now that I'm expecting a little one, I feel like those ones are kind of be put to the side, because now I have the idea to do a baby series of books based on my child being the main character. So
that would be awesome.
I'm just waiting to find out the gender so I can get started on writing the stories.
That, you know what, that is amazing. So are you going to find out, or are you going to wait?
Oh, no, I'm going to find out. I actually find out on August 23rd, hopefully, if they're cooperative. I will find out. And I'm hoping for a little girl. So, I'll find out then. And I've already brainstormed, the whole idea of what I want the books to be about. But they'll basically be books based on the baby. Like, of course, I'll be the mommy in the story, and, my baby will be the baby. But basically, when they go to sleep, whether it's nap time or bedtime, they kind of go on little adventures in their dreams. So
I love
basically, yeah, they get to travel the world and, do unnormal baby stuff. But, it's baby land in their dreams. So, they get to travel and do sightseeing and different things. But this all only happens, when they're asleep. And so when they wake up, it's normal baby life.
I love it. That is awesome. I love it. I think that is awesome, and I really appreciate that. And we're going to switch a little bit here. Like I said, I write. I have one book, Motivated After 50, that I'm working on. Online dating, what's really happening. That's another one. And then here's one, is it quotes of life that I've started to come up with because people just always like to label me. So I hope you get to laugh with me, and please feel free to make comments. Okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. It's called I'm Not in Denial. I'm not in denial of my feelings. I'm just not playing with you. Okay? I'm not angry. I just have boundaries. Okay, so that one was written the other day because people keep telling me I'm angry about this, and I'm angry because I'm single, and I'm angry and bitter. I'm not angry because I'm single. I'm not angry about anything. Because I say no, and I don't appreciate the tactics that you people pull on me when it comes to it, does not make me angry, okay? Please. And I'm not angry.
I've had people tell me that too, like one of my relationships that I was in was very abusive. So after I got out of that situation, I wasn't dating, and then they were telling me I was a man hater. Because,
yeah, exactly.
I wasn't falling for the okie doke. And I wasn't believing, the little things they were trying to tell me. And, I wasn't basically giggling and fawning all over them. So then it was like I was a man hater. I'm like, really?
You know what? Blaque, you're going to come back because there's a show. I did this show, it was about a year ago, and it was after a guy I dated who I'm telling you, talk about my life story. People they laugh when they hear mine, and I'm glad it makes them laugh, but it'll sell books too, because it's hysterically funny that me, of all people, could be fooled. And it's a disorder that men have called Peter Pan, where the age is 45 to 48 who don't want to grow up. And so I'm doing a whole series on narcissistic men and women, but basically narcissistic men. So here's one for the narcissist. Your opinion of me does not negate the fact that you're rude, self-centered, and prime example of a DMS-5 narcissistic. That's actually a book that we use to diagnose that I'm going to be using again when I do my PhD program. So, yeah. So I love saying that to people because there's nothing wrong with me. Love is kind, compassionate. Love is kind, compassionate, respectful, and does not play games with other people's emotions.
Yes, so true. I love that one.
That's exactly all we can say. It's so true because, seriously, people act like, I don't know why you're upset. Well, you lied about who you were. But then on top of that, you just play games. 1 week you're into me, and then the next week you don't call, and then I go on about my life, and then you call me back asking why I'm so, ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. You're being emotionally abusive. Emotionally, okay, get away from me.
I've experienced that and then some. Like, oh my gosh, what's online dating? Yeah, I've experienced that all.
I'm telling you. And they have these new terms for them. They have ghosting. I say it's not ghosting, it's gastful behavior. You're idiots. Get away from me, okay? Catfishing. The thing is about the catfishing now is that I can see a catfish coming. The catfish are coming a long way. I'm like the and they call themselves sharks, like in the water, because their prime goal for catfishing is, a lot of people don't know, catfishers are people who have low self-esteem, probably have been bullied. They're starting to see this, and don't have a life, and they're envious of other people's lives, so they imitate other people, and they have the power because of how they're controlling, they're doing everything. And before I didn't say relationship, because people, you can't be in a relationship with somebody you have not met in person, you have not talked to, and you have not even, you don't even know anything about it. So I don't want to hear, I'm in a relationship with this person for a year. No, you just were on imaginary friend zone, okay? That's all I can say. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
You might as well
definitely.
write a book, ask Blaque to help you publish it, because that's called an imaginary friend. You remember those friends, right, Blaque? The imaginary little people we had as friends? Yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Here's
I even thought of
another one.
writing a book called The Lies Men Tell, and I can tell some stories in there.
Oh, wait. That's a whole nother. We're getting in that to September, so you have now 2 shows you need to come back on. Because I'm telling you right now, it's unfortunately, we're women, so we're dealing with the men. We're not hating on men, but the truth is the truth. Because but I can tell you, I've seen women who do some catty things in the name of making us look bad too, and I have talked about that. But men, I'm sorry, you guys do. You don't think. Yeah, you act like you have no brain, and then you get upset when we say enough with you. Okay, I'm done. Here's another one that I love, and this is my motto right now. If I was a priority, why is my mind on what activities can I do by myself?
Yes, I love that one too.
Because seriously, because you'll say to them, I'm not a priority. Yes, you are, baby. I talk to you once a week, and let me see. Really?
There's 6 other days.
Yeah, you know what? Exactly. Or I'm busy. And this is my famous thing that I say to people because they always tell me, and I love stats. Now I say to people, you're busy. There's 86,400 seconds in a day, 4,400 minutes in a day. Where are you? You go to the bathroom. You go to the toilet. We now text the toilet on the phone. Stop it. You can text me on the toilet. I don't even want to hear it from other people. I love it. Get out of here. Stop playing with me. So, and this is the one that really has learned to bother, especially the people that's dating. Learning to respond emotionally counterbalances immediate, sporadic reactions. Does that make sense to you, Blaque?
Yes.
Because if you can say, "Oh my God, you're not controlling my emotions anymore. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you haven't called me for the 15th time and you don't show up for the 17th. I am going on with my day." Because when we react, we tend to do some crazy things. We can go spend $500 on some shoes, some makeup, go eat a whole bunch of food, drink a whole bunch, and where's that man at? Where's he at?
Yep, they're living their life like, oh, okay.
And we're down $500. We're not going to return the shoes because we actually like them, even though we can't afford them maybe, but we're going to like them. So stop. We got to stop that. If we can stop this reaction and have a response, then a lot of stuff wouldn't stop. And this is something that I say that my friend Safari, she's on my Facebook, and she's a wonderful girl. She's had PTSD. She's in the military, but this is one of her. I rephrased it at how I saw it, but this is the truth. Rape is real, and if it was not my choice, if I was asleep.
Yeah.
Say it. When I reacted, these are just other things that I've heard from people. When I reacted, it cost my kids and my freedom. And sometimes women have went to jail over a man. I trust people, but I trust people, but very in tune to how they may lie to me. If I did not agree with if I don't agree with you, it doesn't make me dumb. It shows my opinion matters. If one more person tells me I'm dumb for not agreeing with them, no, you just need to go and get away from me. Get away from me. Why do people, and if people know, I will talk about you on the radio. I may not say your name, but if I'm quoting something, I talk about you, leave me alone. Mental illness is not made up just to get empathy. Mental illness is real. My mental illness, I'm going to put the blindness in here. My blindness, my mental illness does not define me, yet your judgment limits one's ability to demonstrate their gifts. I like that one. You can drive a Maserati, be the President of the United States, have 11 children, or be Jesus, or the best race car driver, or a pole dancer in the world, yet you don't respect me. I hope my back says it all. Okay, I'm sorry. And Jesus going to ask me, why did you put the pole dancing in there? I don't know. I have this thing. I'm obsessed with pole dancing. I love pole dancing. It's an exercise. I love it.
I've actually taken pole dancing classes too.
You did?
And I actually have my own pole at home.
And I'm going to tell you what, they are saying now that pole dancing, a 30-minute exercise of pole dancing. And I mean, I fell off the pole a couple times and got my head hurt and stuff. So I sort of kind of like don't stick to try to jump on the pole upside down. That's just like awkward. But trying to stay on the pole for 30 minutes burns over 430 calories. Oh my God.
Yes, because you're using your body weight. You're holding up your body weight.
Exactly. That's like a yoga thing. It's better than yoga. So when people telling me stuff, I'm like, no, that's why I like the pole dancing. It's something about the pole dancing. And then here's my last one.
I love it.
Because, and this is the one, Blake, that you were talking about earlier about people being shifty about business. Because I question you about your business, your claim to make me rich does not make me stupid. Did Warren Buffett accept everyone at face value?
Mhm.
So I don't know. I sort of kind of like these sayings. I've been telling people, you got to be more aware of what's going on, especially with, last week I was on Instagram and a person wanted me to agree to work with them to get my Instagram following up because they said I didn't have a lot of following. Well, I think I've done well. I've went from 300 to 1,700 in the last 4 weeks by honestly going out and engaging with people, liking their posts, interacting, and doing my hashtag. And they said, well, you're stupid because you won't agree to work with me. Oh, yeah, that's going to really get me to work with you now. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Let me hurry up. You don't have a lot of followings. And I said, I don't need a lot of followers. It's about the quantity, it's about the quality, not quantity. And then, of course, because The Equalizer is my favorite movie, I was watching an interview with Denzel Washington and Jamie Foxx. And Denzel Washington will tell you, branding yourself is not about the amount of people hurry to do a movie so you can get your name out there. Branding is quality.
Yep.
So if Denzel Washington can tell me that as I'm listening to him, and he has 2 kids in front of the as directors and 2 kids that are acting, and how many films is Denzel Washington? Anybody who watched Fences knows how great Denzel Washington is. Please, seriously.
Oh yeah.
Get away from me.
Love Denzel.
and then Fences, oh my God, I love that. I think I fell in love, but a lot of people don't realize Denzel Washington is an educated man. He was supposed to be a doctor. He went to acting class with his friend one day just to go, and look at what happened to him.
Yes, wow.
So I don't know. Ms. Blaque, thank you so much for coming on the show with me. Oh my God, I'm so nervous because I'm just in awe of you. I've never been. I'm going to tell you. Guests usually don't leave me, flustered for words, but I'm just in awe of you. I'm just thinking about you being a pregnant mom and your baby and the books and just everything about you is just inspiring. And I'm grateful, and I say I'm humbled when people come on, but I'm telling you, I am truly humbled. You really brought tears to my eyes after because like I said, I had been having some struggles, and I talk about them now with my mental illness, and I had put everything aside. But when you responded back to my email, I read your email. I was like, oh my God, I really blew this getting this person. But you just responded back so graciously. That in itself was humbling to me. But to know your history and to know your story, and I hear so much. I don't know about any other listener, and I hope when people listen to this that they would be able to comment. And I don't know if you guys can hear her joy and her excitement about life. She doesn't sound like she's down. Actually being a mommy, this is your first baby, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Being a mommy is awesome. Let me tell you, cherish the years from 0 to 15. When they get 15, hire 2 babysitters, okay? Because you can no longer send them back to bed and say, go get in the bed, boy, okay, or girl. Shush up. Stop talking to me that way. You have to have backup. You have to leave them with somebody because their life gets more complicated and they think they know everything and you're putting out fires. I was doing it my way. Really? Okay, well, you see your way didn't work and we're still back on page 1 of this story, right? Instead of being on page 10. Had you, listened to me and got your work uniform the day before you started the job, I know what to do, Mom. And as they get older, you have to really watch them. You have to, and I have boys, And I've always said when my boys was 15 to 18, I have an AK assault weapon for any of you Laquishas out there. Keep away from my children, okay? Because my boys are not open targets. But I'm telling you, having kids, and especially older, because I used to be able to save my sons when they got on my nerves, like 7 years old. Okay, you're going to bed early. Good night. Everybody's going to bed. Good night. You can't just throw them in bed at 15. They're like, what? 14, 13, 14, you can still I'm not, but 15 for some, that's a magic number. They're like, have you lost your mind? Do you know my rights? Oh, yeah, you have the right to be quiet. I get you out of my house. So I'm telling you, enjoy that when they're little, because I will tell you, when they get older, don't get me wrong, I enjoy my sons because we have conversations that are great. Like my 21-year-old Elisha yesterday, we call him Eli. He was telling me, Mom, I'm so glad you're my mom. You're amazing. He had to change jobs, and I've been giving him money, advice, and everything because you just love me so much, and you help me. And I was like, yeah. And you have great conversations. My son that's getting his hair cut, he's a secret agent as far as I'm concerned. He's not on any social media. Nobody can find him. His child has went to Google and pulled all of his information. He's the only child that works as if he lives in British. He does their metric system versus ours. I'm like, okay, this is very different.
Wow.
When you talk to him, he's the only child that I can listen to national broadcast radio on and talk conversations about politics. We were talking yesterday so much about like Harley Davidson now may be forced to move some of its workers to overseas. Like that's going to help us in America. Really? We were going back and forth, but it was just nice. So you know what? But my kids, let me tell you something about this reading, and this week has been with all the authors on reading, just like Blaque has said, just like Dr. Linda and Miss Vera, reading is critical. It doesn't matter your age or what.
I've already started my baby's bookshelf already. Their library already has about 24, 25 books already. They're not even here yet.
My kids, I read to my kids in the womb. I was one of those crazy mamas. I think that's why my kids like music so much and like headphones, because I would put the headphones of classical music and opera on their tummy with the headphones, and my kids loved it. I would be reading books to them.
I do that too.
And they, I mean, my son, when he came out, I think Solomon, my second one, he came out because I always do the Barney song and sing it to him every morning. When he came out, and one morning, he was only probably 3 days old. He heard the Barney song and went, yay! And I was like, oh, my God, he remembers the Barney song. Because when he was in my stomach, he was getting faster and faster when I sang it. And I was like, so your kids can actually, their brain synapses are built for that. Just like if you throw a kid in the water, and people laugh at this, but if you throw a baby in the water right when they, and learn teaching them to swim, they'll swim. They actually know the concept of being underwater. That's the one thing that we parents do a disservice to our kids is not teaching them how to swim. But, Ms. Blaque, thank you so much. I want you to tell everybody where they can find you at before we go off the air. And and what's up next? Before you say that, what's up next for you? What do you have that's in the works? I know you're pregnant, and that's coming, but what do you have that's coming up?
Let's see. I'm actually working on Volume 2 of Love, Lies, and Heartbreak. I actually have a story I started called Catfish. Yep, it's an online dating story.
Hit me up if you want some stories, because I got millions of for you. I'm being serious. People laugh. If you read my Instagram, it'll be a hilariously funny story.
And then I also have a book that's called Diamond in the Rough, which that's the name of my publication company as well. But it's a collection of poetry and essays, personal essays about just different stories and events and things that I've, experienced in my life. So that's basically just a collection of essays and poems. Because I wrote poems dealing with, how I felt about losing my sight, the fact that I've endured domestic violence, I've been a victim of rape. So, I've kind of put all of those stories into poems and personal essays. And so that's called Diamond in the Rough. So I'm working on that as well.
All right, and well, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Anytime you want to come back on, you let me know. But I actually am going to email you, and it won't be forever like it was before, because I would love you to come on in September and talk about those shows that the narcissistic and those other shows.
Okay.
It's nothing like having other people who have had that experience, so people don't think that I just go around and I don't know how to behave myself or something. Like, you always are you the only who gets in this situation? But anyway, you be blessed. You guys, this is Rolling with the Diva. This is Sabrina Williams signing off. Remember, if you have struggling with anything and you need a referral for food, for clothing, call 211 in your state, and they will be able to give you a referral for low-cost counseling, or maybe a referral for where to go for getting food and things like that. 211 in any of your areas. Blaque, thank you. Have a great day. And this is Rolling with the Diva signing off.
You too. Thank you.